my hotkeys, which would be really nice if we can go in game and choose the players. To the bottom left hand side, our red Zerg is going to be from Dead Pixels. It is Impact. Having some good runs lately in Limo leagues and other events. His opponent in the upper right hand side, who seems to just playing everything. As always, it is our Green Terran player, KeeN. Game 1 of this best of 3, as we set up into our first semi-final. So we're going to have both semi-finals coming up on screen for you guys today. We're going to have, first of all, KeeN against Impact, obviously. We're going to follow that up with Billowy versus TY, and then our best of 5 grand final. It's going to turn out to not be a super long stream in the end, I suppose, but it should be a nice stream. Nonetheless, do tell your friends as well. Actually, let me just check something quickly. Okay, let me add the players on Team Liquid and maybe get some more players on this. Alright, perfect. Yeah, it's been a bit rough on the WardiTV weekly lately, guys. Obviously, it's meant to be a weekly event. It's meant to come in on a regular basis, but it's very hard to bring it on a regular basis when there's been other events on. I've been traveling and all sorts of bits and pieces have been getting in our way. It's a bit of a frustration. Anyway, setting it up. Game number 1 of this best of 3. Just as we have a fairly passive start for the first few moments, we'd just like to remind you all as well, if you are indeed enjoying the show today, you can support the channel as well. You can follow to see when we're live in the future, and obviously bring you guys more StarCraft content. The more you see us live, the more you can tune in. The more you tune in, the better it is for us, just generally, of course. Outside of that, you can support the channel as well by subscribing. WardiTV Weekly is brought to you by the WardiTV subscribers. It is, made possible because of the fact that we have people subscribing and supporting us enough to run this event on a regular basis. Back a year or so ago, we didn't have a WardiTV Weekly because we didn't have enough subs to justify being able to put money into tournaments on a regular basis. Nowadays we do, and so obviously it's all because of we like to thank our subscribers for that, and we like to make it known that our subs definitely are one of the reasons this event happens. So if you want to support the channel, you can subscribe. You can do it with Twitch Prime. If you've got that Twitch Prime, give that subscribe button a click. If it says subscribe for free, we'd be very happy to give your Twitch Prime sub a home for the month. Helps us out so much. And of course, if you just want to subscribe normally, it is half price if you're not already a subscriber, as these Widow Mines will get this Overlord. Very well played by KeeN here. It is half price if you're not already a subscriber to subscribe to the channel. It still gives the streamer full benefits, so you can become an esports hero, helping us continue to produce WardiTV weekly events and continue to cast StarCraft action on a regular daily basis. Obviously, you can share and donate it as well if you would like to. Donations currently going towards my BlizzCon trip, and cheers just in general, helping out the stream and so on. So with our sellout time over, it is 4.5 minutes into this game. Mostly all we've seen so far was that one Overlord dying. And other than that, it's just been a fairly standard setup. Upgrades on the way already from Impact, a lair starting. As you see, KeeN obviously has these Widow Mines in the medevac. We'll be looking to see what he can do with them next. I remember Gumiho, when he plays this sort of style, always loves to actually, not actually so much not so much kind of as he gets 4 workers here. It's kind of nice. He'll jump back into the medevac as well. Gumiho really likes to kind of go and hunt Overlords. He actually only gets one of the Widow Mines as the medevac. A little bit of lack of attention there by KeeN, actually. He was actually in this position where he could have gotten both of those medevacs, both of those Widow Mines out of there, but just sort of sat AFK for the medevac a little bit, and just sort of messed things up slightly. Sorry, I was just saying, Gumiho, when he has the 2 Widow Mines, he loves to go Overlord hunting. So we've already seen 1 Overlord go down here. But imagine so many more Overlords going down throughout the course of the game. Somehow, I think I was watching Gumiho play at Home Story Cup, and he's just like laddering and practicing, and I think he killed something like 5 Overlords with 2 Widow Mines. It was pretty amusing. It was pretty amusing. You can see the stim pack on the way up as well right now. 2 more barracks also coming into play, 5 racks in total. A few more drones coming up as well. I mean, everything looking fairly standard from Impact's side of things. They had upgrades because KeeN went for a bit more of a focus sort of pressure play initially. Obviously he has that, obviously he has those bits and pieces to help him out. As you can see, this Overlord going to come and drop some Zerglings down into the main base. We'll have to push on forwards and deal some damage here over the next few moments. This is nice, actually. Just in general, Impact looking pretty solid so far. If Impact wins this, by the way, we're guaranteed a non-mirror matchup finals. Could actually have gone the whole day without a mirror matchup, which would be fantastic. Obviously, a TVP waits for us in the top side semi-final. That's TY against Billowy. I think it's going to jump on in, and we are going to be seeing a couple of workers going down already. I say a couple, that's already 4. I mean, it's not bad. A single Marine will stim and fight as the SCVs will continue to drop. Now 5, now 6, 7. Doesn't quite get the 8 just yet, but I mean, he's actually going to get away in this overlord with pneumatized carapace. These lings are going to survive. So very nice harassment here as he actually loads up and drops back down, but unfortunately those lings becoming Banes shouldn't really become a reality when they get caught. Just being a little bit too greedy there. Obviously a very small loss for a huge potential of damage to be dealt there by Impact. 4 more Banes going to morph in on the low ground. The Overlord will look to put those into itself, and obviously then roll forwards and hit this mineral line again. KeeN on the map as well though, and he's trying to clean out a little bit of creep spread like that, target firing down this Overseer nice and quickly. Gets rid of that as we're going to be seeing KeeN pulling back with a couple of medevacs. And back with these couple of medevacs going to start to unload. Group of Marines here over towards the watchtower. You're going to see a dropper load coming in as well now from Impact. +1 missile attack coming through, +2 melee upgrades coming up as well. Muscular Augment still on the way up, also now combat shields about to finish, and 2 more barracks from KeeN just continue to come on up, setting up into the next stages of this game. A few Hellions morphing into Hellbats here, Marines moving across the map as well. These Marines will stim, and just going to be seeing a couple of creep tumors going down. More damage being dealt here so far, and stim forwards. And we are just going to be seeing again creep being cleaned for the moment. A Siege Tank coming in from the right hand side. Obviously Siege Tanks will aim to help against the Hydras. A lot of the Banes actually rolling into tanks there rather than the bio. And that is very expensive because obviously Banes splash onto tanks are nowhere near as effective as they would be hitting the Marines. And if the Banes are gone, then all of a sudden left over, the Marines will just have a good time. A little bit of a drop into the main base at the same time. Did a bit of damage here, but nothing really too substantial it feels like. And as KeeN will pull back and just regroup his army with reinforcements. Get ready for further pushes from the Zerg player. It's been pretty solid so far from KeeN though. He's been playing this well, he's been playing this correctly I would say. Lingblade and Hydra gonna reposition around the center. We're gonna get a flank end on this army again. A couple of auditors just came down to help out. And KeeN still backwards at the moment. I guess he's got the medevacs to just lift up and leave if he wants to, but that's interesting. He throws down a couple of auditors as well, which are also not really that useful. Marines stepping forwards once more. We are going to be seeing a few more Banelings going down. Medevacs lift up again. Just going to be seeing Hydras and Banes will be, well, unable to do too much else. Lings are going to hit a wall off after the third base, and KeeN's already in position with a few units to shut those down. Will not be a commitment forwards, as we do see now KeeN dropping into the main base. Queens are starting to fall. One Queen drops, the second Queen too. Didn't hit the first transfusion because of that. He obviously misses out on other transfusions because he is actually no longer got Queens to transfuse each other with. Fifth hatchery gets kicked off as well. A nice drop play by KeeN. Playing the distraction game right now, slowing down his opponents. You are going to see Bane's going to crash in towards this base. You can see the auto turret dropping as well to just help this out. And some Bane's going to get pushed away. 3 supply depots picked off here. KeeN goes into slight supply block, but I imagine he'll just instantly rebuild this wall off with those depots that he did lose. Medevacs will continue to boost up north and continue moving towards the upper sides of the map. Lings, Banes, and Hydras again coming forwards, and already this medevac going to go down. Oh, Impact pulls away at just the wrong moment there. You know, a second, if he kept on attacking, he would have killed that medevac, but he pulls away instead, and well, a little bit of a shame as now he's going to focus on taking down the rocks in front of the fourth base, but with Liberators out, it's going to be difficult to kind of justify pushing on forwards. And actually, bio player KeeN going to be finding a lot of those morphing in Banelings. Great time to find them, gets rid of about 10 or so before they become actual Banes. At the same time, more Banes hitting this third base, and they are going to go on either side to stop these SCVs from realistically getting away super effectively. And it's going to be a good amount of units killed, and in fact, more Lings going to stream in now as well. Will force a larger reaction from KeeN, who still has to leave enough here to make sure he can defend against all of this possible Zerg pushing forwards. And there's going to be Zerg still pushing forwards in this direction, and Impact, realizing that KeeN has split his army correctly, will not actually find a chance to push on in. 3-3 coming up on either side. KeeN took a slight lead on that, obviously, because he didn't have to wait for a hive for it to start building. And Impact hive wasn't exactly quick in this game. It was relatively slow. He didn't rush into anything. He's quite happy sitting on the Link Vein hive for a while. Goes into Aspire now, though. Transitions are being prepared. Still a little bit of a gap in this wall, and so Zergling's able to push on through. At the same time, though, the Bio taking a larger fight in the center, and Hydras are getting pushed back, and Infestor went down as well. No burrow on that available just yet. Nicely done. He's going to clean up this drop, or this run by at the same time. And KeeN taking the supply lead, looking very good now in game number 1 here on Mech Depot. Looking very good, actually, in game number 1 on Mech Depot. Really impressive play from him so far. There's Link Vein Hydra coming across as well, and towards the center once more. KeeN will start to split backwards. The tanks in the front will try and soak some of those Bane connections, as the Marauders will now as well. He's going to have to lift up and back away, and loses maybe some of his heavy attack units, but still an expensive trade from Impact. It wasn't exactly the nicest of situations. Resources loss is currently a 5,000 advantage for KeeN. If the worker difference not being too great, Impact isn't really finding ways to make up for that difference. Still this Bio looking to see where I can go. I like this though from Impact. Getting that burrow, pretty much something you do all the time nowadays for the Infestors. Using it for some burrowed Balins, and oh no way, the Marines sit on top, but Impact doesn't see it. Doesn't take the opportunity to get a good chunk of those Marines there. Maybe waiting for just a little bit more. Infestor will burrow as well, of course, looking for those sneaky fungal growths, which can go a long way to help out. Fusion Core and extra starports as the transition to Ultras becomes a thing. So will be the transition to Sky Terran. Impact this time here. Oh, he actually stands to see the army. He just catches those burrowed Banes. Well, that is wonderful for him. It really saves him a lot of trouble that this could have been, as we see SCVs. Again, pulling away from the 3rd base. He's got a 4th base sub. He's got a 5th base landed. KeeN has everything right now which he wants to play with. It's just a question of finding the continued powerful fights. Still no Ultras just yet, as we can see Lib Sieging again, and a couple more from Banes are knocked on the last 2 seconds. Crew team on the watch tower cleaned out. A little bit of Bio will stim ahead just to get rid of a few more crew teamers here. Some nice plays so far. Currently 3-3 against 2-2, but only for a few more seconds. First Ultras on the way up as Countless Plate will be done in about a minute. And that will be the start of a different era of this game, basically, for both players. The Ultras being out really changes the way in which the engagements go. It's a hugely beneficial point in the game for the Zerg player when they first get to those Ultras. And we've seen a little bit back and forth still. Parasitic Bomb on the medevac doesn't really do too much. It's a large run by into the 3rd base, but it's currently causing the largest of issues. A lot of Libs here going to see jump. Obviously, Libs do a lot of overkill to Zerglings, and those low health units don't really get affected so heavily by Libs because they just don't fire fast enough. Rid of Mines will help to clean up now as well. In the middle of the map, some Liberators and Bio was left alone, and Impact going to jump on that opportunity to clean up a whole bunch of this here. We're going to be seeing multiple of these Liberators going down. Planetary Fortress defense to the top side. Raven now going to reposition too in the next few moments. Coming down to the south here. Still these Zerglings running around all over the place, looking to see what they can get up to. Bio also going to reposition. But now Hydras are going to hit this base to the top, and Hydras and an Ultra, a couple of Banes to get rid of the SCVs, and it's already looking a little bit deadly. SCVs are just going to start going down. Ultra gets a swipe or two to pick up a whole bunch of those kills. And KeeN really is just being picked apart now all of a sudden. This was looking so good for him maybe 5 minutes ago, but it has really heavily turned around in the last few moments. Liberator siege up again. Still this Bio just pushing on forward. It's going to be seeing the Extractor taking some more damage, and Ultras and Hydras pushing in once more. PTTs will come down to protect, but Corruptors are up, and Corruptors here, you can get rid of the Liberators. The Bio go Impact. Thank you very much for the cheer, mate. Do appreciate. Starting to chip away. SE2 Fool is the bit boss as well. Good to see, good to see. Alright, let's do this. The bottom right hand side up by 1 in this best of 3 series. Semi-finals of the WardiTV Weekly 18. Our red Zerg player is Impact. He's playing against the green Terran to the upper left hand side. It is KeeN. Game 2 of this best of 3. what we're thinking, guys. Who do you think is going to take this one? Let me know. Who you supporting? Who you cheering on? Got more SCVs going to pop out here, and yeah, just continue to develop this second game over the first few minutes. Obviously not really expecting anything too crazy to happen, so we just get this rolling and set up. A good chance for me to once again say, guys, Matcherino. I'm going to just keep on saying this. Exclamation mark Matcherino in the chat. We still have 25 coupon codes to use, so please get those coupon codes used up. Obviously we don't want to be leaving free money just hanging around and not being utilized, so again, exclamation mark Matcherino in the chat. This really takes like 10-15 seconds. If you do it now, you won't even miss anything important in the game. So you go on the Matcherino link, you type in WTV18 in the coupon code box, and it will just give you $1 to donate to the prize pool for free. It doesn't cost you anything at all. The CV pulls on down towards the lower right. Let's just have a little bit of a peek to see what is going on for impact here. A couple queens on the way up, a few zerglings as well. You can see this factory on the way up as well now from KeeN, just getting this ready to roll. You see the Reaper is going to come in and drone taking a little bit of damage. Fast to pull back over to the right hand side, so yeah, a little bit of movement around, looking to see what's up, looking to see what's going on. Again, link speed is indeed on the way up here. Jim Sock in the chat with the cheer 1 saying go KeeN. Thank you for the 1 bit, mate. Appreciate it. It all adds up over time. Every little bit helps. Every little bit helps. Just a fairly slow start up here initially. Hey, cheer 14 as well. Thank you very much for the cheer 14 too, Jim Sock. Do appreciate it. Reaper does get picked off right away there by those couple of queens. Again, super early in the game, just little bits and pieces happening, like the Reaper going down, this Overlord's going to get picked off as well. I wouldn't say anything too spectacular though so far. You know, nothing really too out of the ordinary. I mean, I guess leaving the Overlord's kind of interesting. I guess I picked up the information it's designed to pick up though. Sees the reactor still in the barracks. Now do you see that medevac going to look to set up and move across the map? It's the Widowmine drop here initially, and that's why we've seen this going the way it does. Now we're going to see a Liberator follow up, more Hellions on the way from KeeN. Gets this Overlord as a few Zerglings going to run in towards the natural, going to get us around on that one Hellion. Well, one Zergling goes down, and the Hellion is going to keep on running to... Oh, he's going to go down. He's got a Hellion at least for those few Zerglings. An even trade, 4 Zerglings for a Hellion is not actually beneficial to either player, apart from the fact that more Hellions are generally going to stack up better than more Zerglings will, so that's quite a nice pick-off, I suppose, really, from impact. Overall, though, pretty uninfluential. Not really going to make a massive difference. We see this Widowmine going to burrow, and well, this Overlord getting pushed back as well. Widowmine will go off on the Overlord. Marine's already lifting the Widowmine as well, going to get picked back up. I think it's going to be an escape away through the top side. And it's that medevac from KeeN, just backing off here. And again, for now, calling it a bit of a day. You come over to the right, and we've seen the Lings continue to push on forwards. The Hellions now coming in too. Do we have an armory with this for Hellbats? We do, so KeeN going to turn this into a bit of a Hellbat attack. Bane's on the way up, and some of them already ready, in fact, here from Impact. Going to be a very important way to help deal with this, as you see those Banes going to keep on chasing if they get the connections they need. Hellbats will go down pretty quickly, actually. Liberator sieges, and but now, I mean, Impact should just be happy to turn this around without any difficulty. In fact, it was pretty perfect from Impact. Pushed that away just pretty much, you know, almost immediately. Really nothing, no damage taken. Very well done. Liberator going to change its route now. Going to go over towards the left side of the map. Coming towards the natural here. But there is a Spore Crawler. Maybe then flies by into the main where there's also a Spore Crawler. So, won't have the best of times. Alright, so KeeN's army. Mostly just pulling back here. There's medevac going to try and poke in, but doesn't find anything just yet. So the medevac has been moved back up to right, and KeeN is going to go for this mech transition. It's actually kind of interesting. We've seen this a lot lately, off the Widowmine drop and this little bit of a push. So actually, there's been two kind of real pushes we've been seeing lately, and this is one of them. The other one has been kind of a double tank drop push with a lot of Marines as well. So like, you have the first 6 Marines plus 8 more in the next 2 medevacs and 2 tanks. Nice bailing connections, by the way, from Impact. And as you have all of those units together, you then still transition into mech. This one makes a bit more sense transitioning into mech. You know, you already have Hellbats and so on, but yeah, the mech transition here. As we'll see if Impact is going to be able to figure that out. There's Abyssal Reef. I mean, what a map to play mech on. If there's ever going to be a map to play mech on, Abyssal Reef would definitely be one of the picks. Medevac still just moving up the right-hand side. I'm just moving up here as well. So I'm going to see where I can go. So the medevac's still flying all over the place. A few Zerglings to the left-hand side too, getting set up and ready to go. So those Hellions just gathering up. Infestation pit dropping, about halfway done here as well. A few more Hydras, a few more Banes. 1-1 upgrades, muscular augments. All these bits and pieces coming into play at the moment as we're going to be seeing the creep teamers. They continue to push on forwards. Again, the Zerglings just going to be working their way through the rocks here, and as the Lings make their way through the rocks, just opens up some possibilities as to what exactly is going to be next. Blue Flame now seen on these Hellions, and I think the nice thing about playing Lingbane Hydra nowadays is even if you don't know it's mech for a while, you can still play Lingbane Hydra against mech as well. It's going to be seeing the +2 vehicle weapons, +1 vehicle plating currently on the way up also now for KeeN at the moment. One Zergling gets taken down here. And again, a few Hellions gathering together. Gonna be looking to see where they can go. KeeN with a few Hellions moving all the way over to the right-hand side. Therefore, CC from KeeN now building up again. Mech play will take a little while to properly set up in towards, and so we're just sort of sat here in the development stages for both players. KeeN is building up his army. Impact obviously doing the same, waiting for some upgrades as well. Went from the melee into missiles now, and he will start to get those swarm hosts out too. Create the opportunities for himself to be able to trade efficiently against this Terran player. It's going to be a bit of a comboed effort right now, and a bit of a kind of a long-term sort of commitment here from Impact. Obviously, it's very difficult to kill a mech player early, and so you've got to slowly kind of pick away for the most part, kind of bit by bit, and kind of engagement after engagement. And that's with the swarmers coming out is definitely what you'll be aiming to do here. Use the swarmers as a way to distract by time all the rest of it. Hydra's actually turn around and fight, and they're not going to have a terrible time fighting, but they are not going to have the best time either. It is Blue Flame Hellions, and now tanks sieged up nearby as well. Impact does find himself pulling away. It's actually KeeN who's pushing forwards quite aggressively at the moment. A lot of his tanks coming right in towards the middle of the map. Bane speed not ready just yet, and so he's losing a lot of Banes in the process. Impact losing a heck of a lot over here, but here come the swarm hosts, and well, those siege tanks are just dead. I mean, there's no way to look at that other than being a bit of a disaster for the Terran player. Those tanks maybe going a bit too far forwards in the end, but I guess he got a lot of damage done for them. I mean, in the end, the tanks weren't really needed there anyways, though. He could have just sent the Hellions in on their own. An interesting couple of moments as KeeN will load this medevac, load this 4 up, into this medevac. And we'll be pulling down the left-hand side to see just what else he can get up to. Let's try and see what positions he can take here, as we do have 4 more Hellions coming down the right-hand side of the map now. Couple of Banes morphing into the right as well. Glings and Hydras and they will jump on top of the Hellions too. We're just going to be seeing again those Locusts coming up and going to be moving on in towards the well, the couple of siege tanks here that are sieged up, although he only gets 1 down to half health. Not the most successful set of swarm hosts Impact still trying to position himself aggressively to find a fight. He's maxed out, so I mean, you can understand why he's a bit jumpy and ready to fight. He wants to create something here to make sure that he makes the most of himself being maxed out versus his opponent being a pretty much lower supply. Because obviously Link Hydro will generally be successful and will max out much faster than Mech because it's a little bit of a cheaper composition to build up into. Stormhost setting up again, and perfect play by KeeN. This 4 dropping down has forced the Stormhost to drop on top of it because they weren't being microed individually. Might actually lose the 4 here, but it means that with Stormhost dropping down, obviously they don't fly over and land on top of these siege tanks. Obviously that's a big deal now. And Sealing's going to hit this mineral line and see what they can get up to. Tank does fire. Again, these SCVs taking a little bit of damage as well. Nice little run by again for Impact. It's mostly just about buying time, creating opportunities for himself, and just continuing to do that over the course of the game. You can see 2 Spires now on the way down as well from Impact here in the back. So he sets up into those. Swarmhost this time going to hopefully not let themselves be shut down by a single 4 dropping in the right place at the right time. Pushing forwards. What were they aim for? The Hellions obviously going to turn back around and get on top of these. The Locust drop, they're actually going to get rid of 2 tanks, 3 tanks I think right away. Maybe not what we completely expected that to look like. So yeah, I'm just going to be seeing the Hellions moving around. Haven't seen a lot of harassment out of KeeN actually. A lot of mech players nowadays will focus a lot on making sure they run Hellions all over the place time and time again, hit mineral lines because they know that they need some sort of eco damage just to slow the Zerg down a bit with how powerful the Zerg can be, especially with Swarm Hosts. Not being the case here though from KeeN. He's been very passive for the majority of his Hellions, really not doing too much at all with them so far. Another wave of Swarm Hosts pushing forwards yet again and looking to see what they can jump down on top of. Going to move themselves straight forwards towards the siege tanks, which I think is definitely the best decision. Better to pick off 2 tanks rather than a missile turret and a Hellbat, right? And just much more valuable, those tanks. Resources lost. Pretty even, slightly Impact favors currently. A few more mules drop down towards what is now a 5th base being established here from KeeN. 14 minutes into game number 2. Everything to play for from either side, but I've got to say, Impact really is the player who's impressing so far. I like his position quite a lot. Hive is ready for him. No sign of Greater Spider though. He's just waiting for +1/+1 flyer upgrades to finish for now. Still just playing Hydroling Bane Swarmhost with the Vipers mixed in. Something else we're really missing, I think, out of something else I think we're really missing currently out of Impact is maybe even a switch into an Ultra Cavern. Get some ultras on the map and just create what is a little bit of a stronger army when it comes to actually engaging. That said, it might be because it's Abyssal Reef. Abyssal Reef is not the best of maps to use ultras on here. It could definitely be a factor. What's up, Maynard, by the way, and everyone tuning in for Maynard's stream. Thanks for the host. Hope you guys are doing well. This is the WardiTV weekly number 18. Semi-finals at the moment. KeeN versus Impact. After this, TY versus Billowy, and then our grand finals. Coming in again. Nice abduct there. The Vipers starting to put themselves to use. Obviously this is what the Vikings are here for. Try and shut down those Vipers and make these abducts a little bit more costly every single time. Impact doing everything he needs to though. Mass expanding top right, bottom left. The bases are being taken all over the place, and as these Locusts drop in again, I mean it's another 4 that's going to go down. There's another siege tank as well. And nice blinding cloud is actually going to keep these Locusts alive a little bit longer. Gets a chance to abduct also. Now we see Vikings flying forwards, but the Hydras take advantage of that. Very well done so far by Impact still. Still just trading really well. It's happening really wonderfully as we're going to be seeing Hellbats tanks setting up, pushing forwards. These Hydras and Swarmhosts and Queens. Looking around to see what they can get up to now. +2 flyer carapace on the way, +2 flyer attacks, +3 missile upgrade as well. Locust going forwards once more now and maybe dropping on top of some of those Hellbats. So see a few bins moving in. And Reblying Clouds coming down as well. Actually really well placed to allow these Hydras to fight against a lot of these tanks. Get rid of a lot of them before the Blinding Clouds expire. That was a nice trade, and 98 Zerglings on the way up in reproduction. I'm not sure if 98 Zerglings is necessarily the most correct way to go about this. Not sure what you do with 98 Zerglings. He's got no Hydras left over. He's just hoping to run on in from all angles and surround these tanks. I'm really not sure. You're just going to be seeing these tanks going to be firing away. Here we go. I mean, Swarms is going to come in. I guess the Locust will buy some time for the Zerglings, which run on forwards too. There's not a lot of Hellbats right now, but there's enough tank fire to just get rid of those Zerglings anyways. And now he builds 24 Mutalisks. I don't mind that, because there actually is definitely a lack of anti-air, but 5 libs on the way could change things up as well. There were tanks sieging up in a forward location. I mean, the thing is, Impact's just maxed out and he has such a huge bank to work with. It's the issue for KeeN. He's not really got a comparable bank at all. I guess the Liberators will probably go a long way to help him with these Mutas compared to what you might think. The thing is, the Mutas don't necessarily have to go where the Liberators are. They can circumvent it around, start trading with bases and, you know, buildings. And that can be very annoying too. You can already see the Mutas coming to the top side of the map are not really immediately necessarily thinking of coming in towards this fight here. He's going to find, for example, a brand new fresh base up here immediately. KeeN starts up a few 4s, realizing these Mutas are going to be a very real threat to him over the next few moments. He's going to chase on 4s. The Liberators will force them to split up a little bit, though he's still pushing forwards with these Mutas. He obviously feels very confident that he can just get rid of all of these layers, plus free vehicle plating, though. Will be slowing him down quite a lot. Once those libs are dead, there isn't actually any anti-air to really protect the siege tanks. And if there's no protection for the siege tanks, there's one more meter goes down. All of a sudden, this becomes a very difficult situation. There's a lot of meters in the process, though. Only 9 left over. That's 15 meters for all of those air units which are cleaned out. But again, now he cleans his way through these tanks. He forces them siege. Forcing them siege obviously allows him to keep pushing forwards, and now he can bring the rest of his ground army forwards too. There just isn't any anti-air here. And okay, a few 4s were just made. There's not really the immediate answer. Sensitile will now also get picked off. A couple more SCVs are also going to be going down. A few more Vipers on the way up, and Ultras Cavern 2, that transition we talked about earlier, now maybe going to become a reality. And then 4s in play with +3 attack will just decimate these meters. Even if they have 2-2, these meters will not stand much of a chance. But it looks as though Impact didn't have much of an idea of keeping them alive anyways. You'll see Swarm Host moving forwards to help protect against these Hellions. A little bit of a Ling Hydra combination will be able to push them back. A nice cleanup once again here by Impact. Looking so strong now in game 2 of this series, where he's already 1-0 up. Win this and he's through to the finals, and guaranteed prize money of course as well in this, again, edition, 18th edition of the WardiTV Weekly. Another Hydra gets picked off there. Hellbat's still taking some damage. Nice trade so far. Hellbat does end up getting rid of that Hydra. I'm just going to see this drawer moving over to the right hand side as well. Swarm was pushing forwards also now. Still just going to be seen as well these Zerglings coming up the left hand side. The wave of Locusts going to push on forwards here, and it's kind of what we've been waiting for, right? They're going to jump in on top of the 4s actually. And here we go now, Bane's pushing forwards too. The Vipers coming for the Blinding Clouds, allowing some of these Hydras to come in also. Might be nice to abduct a couple of those Liberators. Thing is, though, the bank is still here from Impact, 4.5k on both minerals and gas. He's just got so much more money to work with still. It's really quite crazy, as you can see those tanks just sieged up on the side of this planetary fortress. A lot more Hydras coming through the top side. Gonna see what else they can do here in the next few moments. A few more siege tanks on the way up, 10 more Balins. Those Vipers as well, consuming away on that Evo chamber. There's going to be seeing a few more spines on the way up also. Great engagement there from the Hydralists. And what does KeeN do now? I mean, he's still kind of up there in army supply. The thing is, over time, he's being choked out of further bases, and so he's going to start mining out. His main base, obviously, fairly mined out, natural too. He actually has a few, I mean, I say a few, he's got what, like 160 mineral patches, or minerals in the natural. He's got about 600 in the main. I mean, all of that does add up, and it does help, but You know, as it stands, I mean, the important thing is that he's going to be mining out for the most part. So if he can't take another base, it becomes very problematic for him. Then he can't rebuild. And then things really will start to hurt quite heavily. Hydrogen Bane's up the right. So know what they can do. Another hatchery top right, another hatchery far left. Impact in complete control of the map at the moment. There's nothing KeeN can do to slow him down with that. Tanks get spread, switch themselves up once again. There you go, another wave of Locusts pushing on in, and this could be the one which maybe allows him to really take a larger fight here. Blinding Clouds beginning to drop on some of the tanks. Vipers looking for a few more Blinding Clouds wherever they can. Bane's pushing in as well. SCVs will actually start to be in trouble here. The planetary gets low, but does not fall. And again, Impact is just using his economic advantage to just build his way through, or push his way through again and again these armies. You've seen the army now going to reposition to try and deny this base topside. Sortos get out of range of the Liberators just about in time to keep themselves safe. I mean, taking this base topside though, now it's a much more open area that's going to be kind of attacked into by the Zerg time and time again. Attacking in over here, there's a bit of a choke point to work with. Over here, it's way more open, and so more surrounds available, more positions available. I think it's going to be one of the big issues here for our Terran player. Impact. He has the units up once again, but he doesn't have enough of them just yet. We're going to see a tank goes down, a 4-second tank, another tank on the ground. It's actually pretty huge damage being done by these Locusts. There's barely anything left over here by the Liberators. Obviously a few abducts on those will very quickly seal the deal. So we've seen the Viper and Hydras coming up the left-hand side as well. Just repositioning time and time again, going to cushion towards this planetary and going to force the Terran player to pull back too. And now KeeN really is starting to struggle in army supply because he ran out of mining. Like we were saying before, he needed this base, but he actually needed it a bit earlier than what he actually got it. And so now he's got the base, okay, he's mining away, but it's a bit too late. He just doesn't have the army right now and already on the map to deal with this army of the Zerg player. Abducts coming in on a couple of these Liberators. Very nicely done as well. Little pickoffs that go a long way, because obviously KeeN can't really afford to rebuild, but Impact most definitely can. KeeN realizes this, and after 24 minutes is